Call to order the City of Douglasville City Council Legislative Work Session for tonight, which is Thursday, April the 17th, 2025. Our invocation will be done by our very own Director Chris Bass, Parks and Recreations Director, and our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by the Mayor Pro Tem, City Councilmember Terry Miller. Please stand for the invocation.
All right. Good evening, Madam Mayor, members of council. Let us pray. Lord, we come before you tonight with grateful hearts, acknowledging your presence in this place and your hand over this city. We thank you for the privilege of public service and the responsibility you've entrusted to each of us. Your word reminds us that you are not the author of confusion, but of peace. So, Lord, let peace reign in this meeting. Let clarity rise above chaos, wisdom triumph over pride, and unity be stronger than division. Lord, we ask that you cover our community and bless our leaders with discernment, and let every debate be rooted in respect and every action grounded in accountability. We give you your glory as we ask all things in your holy name. Amen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem, and thank you, Director Bass. We really appreciate that beautiful invocation. My name is Rochelle Robinson. I'd like to welcome you to the Douglasville City Council Legislative Work Session. Today, the information and business that we'll discuss no official action will be taken on these items tonight. Well, they're here for discussion, and official action will be taken next Monday at 6 p.m. at our voting meeting. If the business you're here for is not listed as an agenda item, there will be ample time under the agenda items, comments from citizens and delegates for you to discuss your business. I'll go over a few protocol items and then we'll get into the meat of the meeting. I ask that you please keep your comments and presentations on a professional level dealing with the facts that are important for this governing body to make our decisions. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be of a personal attack on any individual or group of individuals. You will receive a warning if you deviate from that requirement. A second deviation will result in us asking you to leave the chambers for the evening. Only one person speaking at a time. Please do not applaud or react to speakers. Speak from the audience, cheer, carry on conversations, or be disruptive when you are at the podium. When you're at the podium, we ask that you would please address all of your concerns to the committee chair or to myself and council members behind the dais. I'll remind you that we're only required to accept public comments during required public hearings. And if you have any printed materials, please give those materials to our city clerk, Ms. Vicki Acker, or Ms. Candace James, assistant city clerk, to my right. She will make copies and disseminate the information to myself and council members. I ask that you would please, if you have a cell phone or electronic device, put those in silent mode or turn those off until after the meeting so they will not be disruptive. And I will go over the agenda items in the following manner. I'm putting mine on silent now, so it won't be disruptive. See, there we go. Right on cue. Excuse me. So the agenda items we follow in the following manner. The committee chairperson will read their agenda item, then that person or applicant representing that agenda item will come forward. You'll give us your name and address for the record, and then you can talk to us about what you're presenting for the evening. Myself and council members will possibly ask clarifying questions to help us make a determination for how we're going to handle the business on Monday and help to make that vote. After that, the committee chairperson, if it's a public hearing, will ask for those that are in favor of the item to speak, and people that are in favor of the item have 20 minutes. For those in opposition, they have 20 minutes as well, but each person only has 5 minutes to speak on each item. In a totality, the fors have 20 minutes, against have 20 minutes, and people 5 minutes to speak within that 20-minute time frame. After that, that'll be your one opportunity. If you would like to speak, there are speaker cards outside on the desk. They're blue cards. Please fill those out. It has your name and address for the record. You hand that to Assistant City Clerk, Ms. Candace, and then you come to the podium and give your name and address for the record. Each person has one opportunity. This is not a debate format. We're not question and answer and arguing back and forth. We just want to hear the information, deliberate, make our decisions. I think that's it. If you have printed material, please give that to Ms. Candace, and we will see about that after she gives it to us and make our determination based on that information for those particular items on next Monday. We will follow the agenda. There are physical copies outside on the desk if you'd like to have a physical copy, or you can follow us on the screen. So now we'll move on with the agenda as it is presented and printed out. Our first committee is Economic Development Committee. That's chaired by Mayor Pro Tem City Councilmember Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. We have no business tonight under the Economic Development Committee.
Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem. We'll move on then to Finance Committee. That's chaired by Councilmember Chris Watts.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
We have two items tonight. Item 8 is to authorize the mayor to sign an agreement with Prime Contractors, Inc. for Ike Owens Center restroom renovations in the amount of $195,224.38 to be paid from SPLOST 2022 funds, and Mr. Bass will handle this item.
All righty.
All right, good evening again.
Good evening, Mr. Bass.
Chris Bass, 8830 Gurley Road, Parks and Recreation Director. We are seeking to enter into an agreement for sign a contract for $195,224.38 with Prime Contractors. This is for the bathroom renovation project at the Ike Owens Community Center. If you remember at the last round of committee's meeting, I presented an in-depth presentation in terms of what the scope of this project is. Just for the edification of the public, this project is a complete renovation of the restrooms at the Ike Owens Community Center. Basically, we're bringing those restrooms to the same level of service as the new Jesse Davis Park. So that's renovation of all of the tile, the plumbing, the electrical, HVAC fixtures, toilets, and all those things included in those restrooms at the Ike Owens Community Center. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you all may have specific to this project. But I do want to make mention that we do have included in your packet is the construction documents, design and construction documents that were provided by Pond and Company that aid us with moving forward with this project. So happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Mr. Bass. Questions from, yes, Ms. Councilwoman Hudson.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach. Director Bass, you could remind me, should this be approved, when will likely be the start date and the timeline for the project? Just roughly. I don't, expect you to know approximate.
So with things going on in the building, what we're looking to do is have half of the restrooms blocked off while the others are still open to the public. So because we're not closing them off at the same time, it'd be anywhere between 3 to 6 months. However, I'm anticipating if we're able to go ahead and utilize some hours of operation when the facility is closed, we might be able to get it done faster than that, but typically 3 to 6 months.
Okay, excellent. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments from council? Yes, Councilman Davis.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Bass. How many restroom we're talking about?
So we're talking about the 4 men and women's restrooms and the staff restroom in the Ike Owens Community Center. So there's
Okay.
2 men and women's on both sides of the building, so 4 total, and then the staff restroom in the back.
Good. Okay.
Thank you, Councilman Davis. Any other questions or comments from Mayor? Anybody else? All right. Thank you, Mr. Bass, for that. And I'd like to ask that this be placed on the consent agenda for Monday. All right.
Doesn't look like it's an issue.
All right. Item B, adopt thank you, Mr. Bass.
Well, and Coach, I was going to say, if you wanted to, before you move forward on your finance item, if you wanted to go back to the intern presentation during the presentation, I think that's still on the agenda for the first
Okay.
item.
That was,
Oh, I apologize. I'll go back to him.
Yeah, just finish you.
you want to finish finance and then come back
Yes, sir, then
to
I'll
it?
do the interns. I apologize.
Okay. Item B, adopt an ordinance to amend the City of Douglasville's fiscal year 2024 2025 general fund budget, and Ms. Campbell will handle this one.
Right. Good evening, Madam Mayor and Council. Heather Campbell, Accounting Manager, 6695 Church Street. So this is the third general fund budget amendment for FY25. For this budget amendment for revenues, the largest increase in general fund revenues is $295,000, and that's for Georgia Power franchise taxes, and that is based on the actuals that we have received from them. There is a reduction in West Pines for Golf Pro Shop sales of $50,000. They have not decreased in business. It's just when we budgeted, we over budgeted. For expenses, the largest increase in expenditures for general fund is $349,000 for engineering, and that's related to expenses for the comprehensive transportation plan. And the largest decrease in expenditures is $158,000 in human resources, and that is due to the employee clinic remaining closed for the remainder of the fiscal year. Going back to revenues and non-departmental, there is a $185,000 increase to property taxes, a $53,000 increase to intangible taxes, a $150,000 increase to TABIT revenues, a $295,000 increase to Georgia Power franchise taxes, a $55,000 increase in property transfer tax revenues, a $250,000 increase in business license revenues, and a $250,000 increase to interest income. In court services, there is a $271,000 increase in probation revenues. PD administration, we are decreasing the restitution line by $49,000 since we no longer receive that payment. And then the West Pines decrease for $50,000 for pro shop sales, for an overall total revenue increase of $1.6 million. For expenditures in organizational development, we are decreasing the full-time line by $43,000 due to the duration of vacancies. When we budgeted for 2 positions, and the second one wasn't filled at the beginning of the fiscal year, so there were funds remaining there. In human resources, we're decreasing the employee clinic line by $158,000. Community relations, we are decreasing the group insurance line by $45,000. In non-departmental, we're decreasing the transfer to Fund 540 to cover for the sick leave buyback and Christmas bonus costs, $40,000. In police administration, we are increasing the prisoner cost by $220,000. In park administration, we are increasing the full-time line by $135,000 and the other professional services by $59,000. West Pines maintenance, we are decreasing the full-time employees line by $123,000. And then engineering, we are increasing their other professional services line by $349,000 for the comprehensive transportation plan, and for $171,000 for an increase for testing and surveys for the city hall designs for the new city hall. Once everything is net together, the contingency will be increased by a little over $1 million. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them.
All right, thank you, Ms. Campbell. Any questions from anyone? All right, you did such a good job. You got us all quiet.
Thank you.
I'd like to ask for this to be placed on the consent agenda for Monday.
Looks like it's fine.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. That's all we had tonight under finance.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate it. Thank you, Director Bass and Ms. Campbell, for the reports under finance. And I apologize to Ms. Allison. I looked at my iPad. I went straight to the highlighted item, which was that first one under finance. So I skipped the introduction and presentation. And this is nothing to skip. For 2025, the spring interns to myself and council members, and that's item 25-160. Ms. Allison Parker, the great, will come and talk to us about our interns that we have. We're excited, and we apologize for skipping over the item initially.
Not a problem. Allison Parker, 6695 Church Street, Douglasville, Georgia, 30134. I have the pleasure of serving as the Organizational Development Manager at the City of Douglasville, and under our division falls our interns. So today we are celebrating our 2025 spring interns, which I'll invite them to come up. We always want to allow this opportunity for them to come in front of mayor and council to introduce themselves and share what takeaways they have from the semester. Some things we've had the opportunity to focus on have been professional development, so we've done some resume writing. We've allowed them to do job shadowing where they get to select 2 different departments to go and shadow for the day. Our finance intern had the opportunity to shadow city clerk's office today, so he was able to see how they prepare for meetings and things of that nature. And so we now just want to give them the opportunity. We also want to thank you guys, mayor, council, and our city administration just for the continued support with our internship program. I'm biased, but I think it is definitely top tier. It's a program that is just really developing our staff, our interns, and then we love when they are able to come back. So this semester we had 6 interns. 1 unfortunately could not be here because he's preparing to graduate, but he's been with us for 2 semesters. And then we have 4 interns who will be returning this summer. So I'll now allow them to come up and introduce themselves.
All righty.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Zaria Blunt, and I attend West Georgia Technical College, and I served here as the organizational development intern for the city. This is my 2nd term, and I truly have had a blast here. One of my favorite takeaways is being able to work with every department here. The beauty of my division is that I'm able to practice networking skills as a young professional. And I've also had the opportunity to strengthen key areas as far as administration work, excuse me, and also practicing just speaking up and being bold and practicing leadership skills under my manager, Allison Parker.
Okay. Now, Mrs. Arya, which department did you work in?
Organizational development.
Okay. Very good. So you were with Miss Allison?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. She saw behind the curtain. All right. Do we have any comments from council members? Want to ask Ms. Zaria anything? Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you. We're excited that you had a good time. And we know you made an impact.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. This is the founder of the Orange Project at Savannah State University at Tiger.
Good evening, everyone. I am Kamaya Clayton.
We got to pull the mic down. You know, we're challenged with our height. Okay. You and I.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I am Kamaya Clayton, the community development intern for Mr. Dana Gray. I recently graduated from Savannah State University with my master's in public administration, and I also received a certification in nonprofit management. One key takeaway from working with the community development team would be just realizing how vital the department is in regulating our beloved and growing communities.
Well, very good. You want to talk to us about the Orange Project, something you were talking about, nonprofits that you started as a college student that is making a great impact in Savannah State. I know because my daughter's in Orange Project. She's a vice chair or whatever on campus now. So, yes, ma'am, if you want to talk about that.
I started the Orange Project November 6th and during COVID in 2020. It's an organization, I'm sorry, forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's linking the students with the community, so they're giving back with various projects that's going on. We have donation drives, we feed the homeless. We also do tutoring in the community, just various different programs. And we also have our own scholarship that we give to the students.
So congratulations for that you started something as a college student in 2020, and it's still going strong. I know you have Under the Rain, something where women that are single mothers, you give supplies to their children, Boys and Girls Club tutoring. So that's great that you started something that continues, that has a legacy with your name. So that is really awesome. And you were in engineering. You have a good time. You see Mr. Marcus, our city engineer. He's from Savannah State.
I'm not in engineering.
Oh,
I'm in community development.
you're in community development.
Yes,
I'm looking
Kendrick
at the wrong thing.
is in engineering.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna leave that alone then. But did you see Mr. Marcus in engineering? He's a Tiger too.
Oh, wow.
Did you know that?
I did not.
Our city engineer graduated from Savannah State. Okay. Thank you so much.
Tigers are everywhere.
I know tigers are everywhere. You
Thank
guys have
you.
any questions for her? Oh, all right, she clapping. That's a tiger over there, too. Okay, okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Miss Kendrick, okay.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Jerica Henderson. I am from the University of West Georgia. I'm interning for Human Resources, and I have loved it so far. I think one of my main takeaways would be that human resource is integral to building a healthy, positive, and communicative work environment. So I have had the pleasure of working with such an amazing team and learning how to do that and taking that with me as I move on into my career, maybe here. We don't know, but yes.
Well, very good. So you're at University of West Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
The Wolves.
Yes.
And you're bubbly, your personality, that's good. You're in human resources. That's good.
I try.
Yes, ma'am. So what was the takeaway that you said?
Just that human resources is a backbone of making a healthy, positive work environment, and without that, your employees will not strive or thrive. So,
That's right. It helps with morale.
yes,
When,
ma'am.
when people get their paycheck on time.
Yes.
And all the
Yes.
things that are supposed to take it out and all of that.
Of course.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
You all have any questions? Thank you so much. We
Thank
appreciate you,
you.
Ms. Henderson. Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
My name is Angel Rivera. I'm a junior at the University of West Georgia. Go Wolves. And I intern with the Economic Development Department. And one of the key takeaways that I've been able to learn from my internship so far is networking and how important that is to just the corporate landscape and being able to work in a career. Before my internship, I had the worst LinkedIn profile ever.
What?
And I only had like one resume, which was not good. But with workshops that I did with Ms. Parker, I was able to tailor those and make those look very presentable to any suitable employers that I may have. And I also had the opportunity to network with many other economic development departments at the Main Street committee meeting, which was actually my second week on the job.
Ooh, you were in the Main Street. That was a heated meeting, too.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It was
They said,
great though. I was able to meet other cities and learn how they run things and how they want to better their communities, and it was an amazing network opportunity.
Very good. Great job, Mr. Rivera.
Thank you, thank
Let
you.
me see. So Miss Allison is the intern whisperer, so she helped you
Pretty
with
much, yes.
your
Yeah.
resume.
I'll sing her praises. Yeah, she's great.
Yes, sir. Y'all have any questions? All right, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. We're glad you were here.
Hello, I'm Jacob Robinson. I'm
Hey,
the finance
Jacob.
intern. I'm at West Georgia. I graduate this May with my degree in accounting.
Yay!
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And my biggest takeaways, like he was saying, all the events that Miss Allison puts on for us, helping us build our LinkedIns, our resumes. Another key takeaway from my department is I'm doing the bank recons at the moment, learning all the ins and the out of how stuff gets put in, how bank statements look, help me get a foot and see what I'm doing with my future.
Okay.
So,
Well, very good. BS&A and all that kind of stuff.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're like, oh, that's good, Mr. Jacob. Very good, and you're a wolf as well. Any questions for the money? You have to hold on to the purse strings. People always look at the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, yes. All right, thank you so much. We
Thank y'all.
appreciate you.
Y'all have a good night.
Bright interns.
I promise I did not pay any of them to say
You
that.
didn't pay them to say that,
The
Ms.
paper
Allison.
says one takeaway, but it is a joy to be able to pour into the future of our community through our internship program. So again, we want to thank Mayor and Council, City Manager, Deputy City Manager, and Assistant City Manager for your continued support. Hopefully, we can continue growing our internship program and looking at how many of our interns come back and join us full time. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Allison. Let's give all of our interns, Ms. Parker, a hand. Thank you all so much. We appreciate that. So now we'll move on to item 7, which is Housing and Community Affairs Committee. The Vice Chair is Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem, City Councilmember Terry Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
A couple items tonight under the Housing and Community Affairs Committee.
Yes, sir.
The first is to authorize the mayor to sign the local government approval on behalf of the city of Douglasville in order to meet Georgia Department of Community Affairs requirement for consideration of a grant request from Share House, Inc. for emergency shelter funding and assistance. Ms. Teresa Smith, if she is still here, not.
But both our requested grantees had to fill out their grant applications that are due tomorrow, so they asked that I step into their stead. But for the Share House application, Ms. Smith is asking for funds to supply for Share House. We do this, we've done this before in the past, but this is a support letter that they're asking for their grant application.
It's not quite co-signing a loan, so we don't know.
No, it's a
We're not on the hook for anything.
Absolutely not. It's a support letter.
Okay. Any questions or comments from Mayor and Council?
Well, this is just to say this is a worthy cause. It's for Share Houses for domestic violence for women to have a safe space to go to when they're in a crisis. So to give support for that. I know they've been in the community for at least 20 years, I think Ms. Smith has said. So I think it's something worthy that for us to sign on to support in the community.
Any other comments? Absolutely right, Madam Mayor. They're definitely a worthy cause. If there's no objections, I'd like to place that on the consent agenda.
Looks good.
Okay, thank you. The second item is to authorize the mayor to sign the local government approval on behalf of the city of Douglasville in order to meet the Georgia Department of Community Affairs requirement for consideration of a grant request from Vision 21 Concepts, Inc. for emergency shelter funding and assistance. And I assume our city manager will handle that again?
In a very similar fashion, Vision 21 is applying for similar grant funding from the Department of Community Affairs. The Department of Community Affairs requests a support letter from the local government when entities apply. So this, again, is a request for a support letter for their grant funding.
Thank you. City manager, any questions or comments?
Comment the same. Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem and City Manager, for presenting this to us. I know Pastor Ford started this in 1999, and it is an organization that helps men who are homeless. And so there are a lot of organizations out for women and women with children, but if you're a single man and you're unhoused, this organization and their church helps. And there was another organization they're connected to. Coach, you mentioned it in our committee meetings. What was it?
Conflict resolution.
Yeah, something that, and there's like a national, but they're connected with it as well in their church with this organization. So I think it's a worthy cause as well for us to give a support letter.
I think what folks sometimes don't quite catch is that these types of organizations really are the glue that hold our community together sometimes when all else fails. And if you don't think they're worthy enough, just simply imagine what it would be like if we didn't have them here. So, if there's no objection, obviously I'd like to place this one on the consent agenda as well. And I did speak with the committee chair, and he was perfectly fine with that as well.
Okay, great.
All right. Hearing no other objection to that, that's all we have under the Housing and Community Affairs, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor Pro Tem and Vice Chair of Housing and Community Affairs. We'll move on then to the next committee, which is yours, the Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee.
Yes, Madam Mayor, we have no business at this time under the Legislative and Intergovernmental Committee.
If you keep driving, Personnel and Organization Committee, you are the Vice Chair for that committee as well.
I think that's Councilman
Oh,
Watts.
it's Watts? Oh, my paper is different. Okay, I apologize, Coach.
It's okay. We have two items tonight on personnel organization. Item A is to adopt a resolution to authorize the city to provide retention incentive funds to city employees, and Ms. Callen will handle this.
Thank you. Karen Callen, Assistant City Manager, Chief Financial Officer. Dr. Westfield couldn't be here this evening, so I am presenting the item. This is about, this incentive was programmed into the 2025 budget, but based on the way our PPP reads, we must adopt it through a resolution. The incentive details are we are giving, are presenting $1,850 for full-time employees with at least 1 year of service as of May 1st, 2025. $500 for full-time employees with at least 6 months but less than 1 year, and then $250 for full-time employees with less than 6 months as of May 1st, 2025, and part-time and seasonal. Again, this was included in the budget. This is the same amount as last year. This year, last year it was coming out of ARPA funds. The last 2 years, this year it was programmed to come out of general fund. and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Okay, yes, Councilman Davis, go ahead.
Yes, Ms. Callan, I have I just wondering, do we have to carry a 4.0 to receive these funds? What is the, you have to have perfect attendance?
Yes, sir. If they have been written up, they are excluded from this bonus. 1
or 2?
Just 1.
Wow.
They have to have satisfactory evaluation.
So watch yourself. We're not allowed.
Oh, okay. I want to make sure. Thank you. Terry told me I was on there.
Any other questions?
Oh,
Yes, Madam
Mr.
Mayor.
Mayor, Vice Chair, you had talked to Ms. Assistant City Manager about retention, that this is a tool also for retention and for morale of the staff.
Yes, surveying some of our departments, we talked to the police department earlier. He said that it definitely helps morale, and he feels that it's helping retention. It is definitely hard to quantify. Personally, my department is the morale has increased, and I have experienced less turnover. And then also, we talked to Chris Bass in Parks and Recreation, which is one of our other large departments, and he feels the same, that it has helped retention.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, for pointing that out. And any other questions or comments from council? I'd like to place this on the consent agenda for Monday. All right. Item B, thank you, Ms. Collins.
Thank you.
I guess you got the next one. Authorize the mayor to sign a letter to National Financial Partners, NFP, to terminate broker services for benefits. And Ms. Collins?
Yes, thank you. Karen Cowan, Assistant City Manager and Chief Financial Officer. We discussed this at the committee level on April 7th about the letter that we would have to sign to break ties with NFP. So we do have John Leggett here this evening. We told him not to prepare with a presentation, but if you have any questions, he can come up and answer any that you may have. This will save the city about $30,000 a year because the price per employee per month is less. And also, there are some additional benefits. They serve many cities, and we are looking forward to working with them in the future, especially kicking off our Wellness Center program. So if you have any questions, I'll let John come up.
Questions? I know we discussed this in committee last round. Any? Yeah. Yes, Madam Mayor.
And it would be open enrollment that we have an opportunity that we're switching over from NFP to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
They will handle open enrollment.
Yes, ma'am. So we would be the ones that would be here, meeting with employees and managing the open enrollment process, correct?
Okay, and that's in October?
I believe that generally,
Okay,
with an effective date of January 1st.
all righty, thank you.
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem.
What are the other cities that you say you handle in the
So we work
area?
with, I think it's 67 public sector clients in the state of Georgia. We only do business in Georgia. The county's a client of ours, Douglas County. City of, oh my gosh, I'm going by, Duluth, Dublin, Lawrenceville. I came from Griffin today, Powder Springs. We go to Calhoun, so really all over the state. Go down to Brunswick, we go down to Americus, up in the close to Chattanooga, Dalton area, so all over. And our office is out of Kennesaw.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Any other questions, comments from council? All right. I'd like to place this on the consent agenda if that's okay. All right. Madam Mayor, that's all we had tonight under personnel and organization.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice Chair, and thank you to Assistant City Manager and MSI representative and our city manager for handling the committee agenda items under Personnel and Organization Committee. So now we'll move on to the next committee, which is item number 10, Planning and Development Committee, chaired by Councilmember Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
So we do have just one item this evening, and that is to consider a request for final replat approval to establish the as-built locations of the townhome buildings for lots 177 through 182 of Laurelwood Phase 2 for 12.018 acres at 5059 Reservoir Drive, inland lots 23 and 24, District 1, Section 5. Application by FR Arbor Place, and Mr. Gordon is down here to answer any questions that we may have about this.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. James Gordon, 6695 Church Street. This item is Laurelwood replat of the townhome development behind the Arbor Place Mall. The building that's in reference tonight is the as-built four-wall location of the building that's in the, pretty much the southwest corner of the property. This is what the building looks like today, and they're finishing up with the construction. So this is to allow the developer to go to closing as they sell each of these units.
Thank you for that, Mr. Gordon. About how many units are remaining to be built, do you know?
Right. We have 3 buildings in the southeast corner, 1 right near the model home, and we also have 6 units over near the clubhouse.
Okay.
So we have 10 more buildings remaining on this property.
Okay. Thank you very much. And are there any issues or concerns with this?
No, there are no issues or concerns. They've been moving forward with all the properties. All their COs have been acceptable, and all their landscaping, and they hadn't had any major problems.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Council, do you guys have any questions of Mr. Gordon? Coach?
Yeah, Mr. Gordon, I didn't ask you this earlier when we met. So each building is 4 units or 5?
It's variable, quite variable.
Okay.
It goes from 4 up to about 7.
Oh, okay.
So this particular building is 6.
Okay, this one is 6. Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Anyone else? Madam Mayor?
I did, and thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Gordon, for the report. I know this is a final plat, so we've already gone through a lot of the terms and conditions, but I just wanted to make certain that on page 7, I don't know if it's on your page 7, but Exhibit B with the permitted exceptions, there are 19. Those are still applicable.
Yes, yes. This is yes, all the exceptions and
Yes, sir.
all zoning cases are applicable.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has been accounted for.
Okay,
This is only saying this is the exact location
I see.
that we're placing the building.
okay.
So it's kind of squaring in all 4 walls of this particular building.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you,
Yes,
Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Anyone else? Nope. Are you guys good with placing this on the consent agenda? Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Gordon.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor, that is all that we have this evening for planning and development.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you, Mr. Gordon. We appreciate that. We'll move on. Madam Chair, you have the next committee, which is Public Improvement and Beautification.
Yes, ma'am, and we have no business this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. The next committee is Public Relations Committee. I'll ask Councilman Davis to do that committee, and the next one, which is Public Safety Committee.
Yes, ma'am. At this time, we don't have any business in public relations.
Okay, would you do Public Safety for me, please?
Yes, ma'am, I
Okay.
will. Public Safety Committee is consider a request for an alcoholic beverage license for the on-premises sale and consumption of wine and malt beverage and spirit liquor at the following establishment. Proposed licensing, Twisted Pie, Douglasville LLC, DBA Twisted Pie, location 1851 Market Street, Suite 100. Proposed agent outlet manager, Carl Neal, and the required fees have been paid to the finance department. Will Mr. Neal please come on down, state your name and address for our record here in our great city.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Carl Neal. The address is 1851 Market Street, Suite 100, and that's Douglasville, Georgia, 30135.
Okay.
And it's open for the council. If you have any questions, Ms. Neal is applying for agent outlet.
Thank you, Mr. Acting Chair, Mr. Councilman Davis. So, Mr. Neal, have you done this business before? Have you been the agent outlet manager? Have any experience?
Yes, ma'am, I have. In the city of Atlanta for 2 venues, and I've also have received special event alcohol permits for the city of Atlanta for a couple of special events, nonprofits.
Okay. All right. Deputy Chief, we had any concerns at Twisted Pie?
No, Mayor.
Okay. All righty. That's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, I have a question. Mr. Neal, how do you go about training your employees?
Yes,
Check
sir.
the ID.
I consult with the company that I've used for well over the last 10 years. The name of the company is called Alcohol Heroes. They not only work, they offer services as far as off-site catering with alcohol, but they do training, and I coordinate with them to come in whenever I bring new staff to work with them and train them.
Oh, very good. And where are you located?
I'm located in the Resia tributary community, right off of Riverside Drive, in between Thorn Road and Highway 9.
Oh, thank you. Well, how long you all been there?
We have been operational, I want to say, since February of 2024. We've had the lease since 2022. We just had to wait for them to complete the build out of the apartment community.
Wait for the COVID to sort of.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Any other answers? Any other questions? Mayor and council? Yes, okay. All right, well, if you come back on Mondays, if we don't have any more questions, come back on Mondays and we'll give you an answer. Thank you a lot. Thank you all for doing business with the city, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Are there refreshments? Should I stay afterwards? No, I'm joking. Okay, sorry. All right, you all take care.
You don't have no pizzas in the back, do you? Okay.
Okay.
That's all I have, Madam Mayor.
Thank you so much, Councilman Davis. We'll move on to Recreation, Culture, and Tourism. I thought I'd give you a break, Councilman Watts. It's your committee.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, and we have no business under Recreation, Culture, and Tourism.
Thank you so much. Councilmember Hudson, you have technology, and I'll ask you if you wouldn't mind taking the Transportation Committee as well.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely, Madam Mayor. We have no business under the Technology Committee this evening, and we have no business under the Transportation Committee this evening.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Do we have any other business to come before council tonight from the elected officials? I don't see any. We'll move on then to updates from our city staff, our city attorney, Mr. Bill Dotson.
No business, Madam Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Dotson. Our staff attorney, Ms. Miranda Jordan.
No business, Madam Mayor, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jordan. Our deputy chief, police, Deputy Chief J.R. Davison.
No business, Mayor.
Thank you so much. Our city manager, Ms. Marcia Hampton. The mic doesn't work? Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you. Thank you, city
Remodeling.
manager. We'll move on then to comments from citizens and delegates. If you sustain the meeting and you'd like to speak to us, please come to the microphone, and you have 5 minutes to talk to us about any business germane to the city of Douglasville. Thank you. We don't have any takers. Is Councilman Davis? Yes, sir, Councilman Davis.
I forgot, Madam Mayor, in other business, there got to be an Easter egg hunt somewhere around here in the city.
It was last Saturday at Jesse
Last-
Davis Park,
Oh, my goodness.
and it was packed. Yeah, my sorority connected with Director Bass and the Parks Department, And there were other organizations there. They did haircuts. The Masonic Lodge did haircuts. And there were, I think, I don't know how many, City Mayor, do you remember how many Easter baskets? Somebody here from Parks? I want to say almost 100 Easter baskets, Easter egg baskets. So the hunt was last Saturday. It was, yeah,
Okay,
so.
And it was the real eggs? They found some eggs at a good price?
No, man, them eggs is too high. The chickens out there, we stuffed some eggs, little plastic eggs. It had
Hey,
candy in the
Sam,
plastic eggs.
Mayor Pro Tem said he's dressing up as a bunny this weekend and doing one, if you want to join him.
Oh, okay, Mayor Pro Tem, we coming to your house. We're gonna stop it, it's Holy Week, okay.
Oh.
But yes, sir, so the Easter egg hunt was last Saturday at
Okay.
Jesse Davis Park.
All right,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you, Madam Mayor. That's all I
Yes, sir.
have.
Any other comments? No? Okay, if we don't have any other business, then this meeting is adjourned. Thank you, happy Easter.